Folks, we have done it. We have made it to the grandest stage of them all. We have made it to the greatest weekend of the year in professional wrestling. We are here at WrestleMania 41. A certain expectation comes with WrestleMania with great matches, culmination of like year-long stories, and overall just a hype time filled with like celebrities and the pageantry and the fireworks and the boom, boom, boom. Before we actually get there, let's go ahead and talk about the event. These are my WrestleMania 41 predictions. As always, before we get into the video, go ahead and like and subscribe. It means the world. Go ahead and follow me at all socials at It's Heartfelt. I will love you greatly if you do so. Without further ado, let's talk about the biggest show of the year. Not really going to talk about the things on the Friday before. I'm sure whoever Orton faces is a Orton win at Mania, so doesn't matter. The tag team titles are on the line, unless there's like some sort of like schmoz finish where a bunch of people run in. I don't think that affects WrestleMania. And if it stands as is, Street Profits over Motor City Machine Guns. And the biggest question mark of it all is if we have, 5 to 6 hours of pre-show between the weekend, why is the Andre the Giant Battle Royale the SmackDown and not during a pre-show? Doesn't make sense. Book it, Andrade. I'm picking Andrade to win the Andre the Giant Battle Royale. Let's move on to the confirmed matches for the card. These are in no particular order. I know Saturday and Sunday was announced, but I look at the analytics. You guys do not like long videos, so we're going to try to keep it as short as sweet. So real quick, I'm gonna give like a 1 to 2 sentence like overall theme for this matches. Give you a how hype I am for the match, who I think wins, and who I think the MVP is of the match. First match I want to talk about is probably the least deserving on the card. We have the War Raiders versus the New Day for the World Tag Titles. If you're gonna put the WWE tag team titles on a SmackDown, and those feuds have been more deserving, why are you putting this on WrestleMania? The only way I can see this counting towards for WrestleMania is either a New Day win or a certain someone comes back, but I don't think that certain someone's coming back, that being Big E. So I'm just gonna say it, I have the New Day winning here, unless there's just like celebrity interference. New Day gets to win here, New Day becomes tag team champions. My hypo for this is a 2 out of 10. It would be like a 0, but these are two tag teams that can flat out go. So I think the match itself will be good, even if there's no reason for it to be on the card. And the MVP of the match will be Ivar. Dude's a worker. So moving on to the other tag team title match that really doesn't need to be on the card. Liv and Raquel versus Lyra and Bayley for the women's tag team titles. This could have been on a Raw. It's an excuse to get Liv on a card when, I mean, if you wanted to get her on a card, you probably should have had her fight for the IC title, but neither here or there. This is very similar to the World Tag title match. The hype is at a 2 only because these 4 women can go. And even though there's nonsensical to have it, I still expect it to be pretty good if they're given any sort of time, which I hope they are. Liv and Raquel to retain, and just this is basically just an excuse to get Liv on a card, which she deserves after the year she's had. So yeah, MVP is gonna be Liv. She's gonna like sell her ass off, work, and they're gonna retain. So moving on, we have Rey Mysterio versus El Grande Americano. Build has been just weird, but this is going to be a sneaky good match. I am a big fan of, obviously Rey shows up at the biggest moments. He has his whole career, and we're getting a first look at El Grande Americano and at WrestleMania, see what he can do. And I'm so happy that he's getting this shot so that he could put these silly rumors to bed that El Grande Americano is Chad Gable. Yeah, a hype. It depends on how much time they're given. If they're given like only 10 minutes, we'll say they're given like 5 to 10 minutes, a 4. If they're given like 15 minutes, like a 6 or 7, because again, they both can wrestle. But look for, I think, Rey to get the win here, and for El Grande Americano to use this to start his WWE. He's been around the world, but he's gonna start his rise in WWE here with a stellar performance regardless. and El Grande Americano will be the MVP of the match. Next, we have a match that is another one of the who cares category. It's Logan Paul versus AJ Styles. They tried to build this up recently, but I don't know. It's there to get Logan Paul on the card, get Styles on the card. You have two people who won't do anything, just put them together. I expect the match itself to be pretty good. They both can wrestle, so hype level is a 3. I expect AJ to win and the MVP to be Logan Paul, because he is going to do something ridiculous that's going to have the crowd going wild. Next, we have the United States Championship between LA Knight, and the Samoan Werewolf, G.O.A.T. As much as I want this to be back and forth, this really should be the culmination of a star in the making getting championship gold, similar to a Braun Breaker SummerSlam, where it's like a glorified squash match. I think Fatu should just run the floor with LA Knight up and down and finally capture some singles gold. So give me Fatu to capture the title. At hype meter, I'm at a 6, because I do think that Fatu's going to show out. LA Knight's going to do his thing. It's going to be overall great, like, spectacle match. MVP Fatu, obviously. Moving on. Next, we have the Sin City Street Fight. Try saying that 5 times fast. Between Drew McIntyre and Damian Priest. And this match is going to be sneaky good. I know people feel like Drew should have more. Drew should be doing bigger things, given his year. You're right, Damian Priest coming off a world title run, then kind of just until now. But these two guys are hard hitting. There's been a good story, and this street fight's gonna let them do whatever the hell they want. My hype for this is at a 7, and I do think that Drew gets to win. I think he uses this to move on to maybe a Roman Reigns, a match that we thought we were getting at Mania. Maybe he turns a win here into a world title opportunity. But I do think that Drew gets to win here. The hype's at 7. It's going to be bloody. It's going to be hurt. I hope they're given like 20 minutes just to beat the hell out of each other. And the MVP is going to be Drew, because Drew is one of the best wrestlers on the planet. And he gets to work with one of the stiffest wrestlers on the planet. So it's going to be chef's kiss. Next, we have the biggest ball of shit on the card and the biggest letdown on the card, and that is the WWE Women's Championship between Tiffany Stratton and Charlotte Flair. And this was a dream match going, like, when you put this on paper a while ago, and I thought so too, because it was Charlotte Flair, who not everyone's cup of tea, not my cup of tea, but I'm never going to say she can't go. She can absolutely go in the ring. It's just everything else I'm not really that big a fan of. And you have Tiffany Stratton, who was like on the rise, and especially when they had the Money in the Bank, you can see the turning, Charlotte come back, taking the title, and this feud has crapped the bed. It's been bad, it's been awful, there's no chemistry. It got chippy and like heated, it got personal when it didn't really call for it. And again, clearly there's no chemistry here. I'm ready for this to be over with. My hype for this is a 1 out of 10. The only reason it's not a 0 is because they both can wrestle. So I'm hoping they put their egos aside for one night and just get a good match. With that being said, I know usually the stigma is Charlotte comes back from injury and wins a title. I think that trend gets bucked this year. I have Tiffany Stratton retaining, but Charlotte will be the MVP. Because again, I'm not the biggest fan of the character Charlotte, but when that bell rings, Charlotte can go like no other women. So MVP of the match is Charlotte. Tiffany is retaining. This match cannot be over with fast enough, and I want them to separate it to other ends of the earth forever. We go from one of the worst builds of WrestleMania to arguably the best build of WrestleMania in Jade Cargill and Naomi. These two are ready to tear each other's head off, built on Naomi betraying Jade just to get her spot. If they allow them to, like, be stiff, and it should not be a technical masterpiece. It should be two women beating the holy hell out of each other. My hype for this is a 10 out of 10. I want this match to be given time. I want them to tell a story. It's a spot for Jade to prove that on her own, she can stand in the main event and be in that title picture year round. And this is a chance for Naomi to prove that she is the best women's heel in the game and arguably up there as the best heel in the game, period. This is a statement place for both of them. I think they both show up and show out. Again, hype meter at 10. I do think the winner is Jade, but the MVP will be Naomi. I cannot wait for this match. Next is what many consider going to be the dark horse of the whole weekend, as far as like the best match of the weekend, and that's the Intercontinental Fatal 4-Way with Braun Breaker the champ, Penta, Dom, and Finn. And this match is a match to where you can sit there and pick any of them to win and it be justified and make sense. All four can go. They're going to tear the roof off no matter what happens, and it's going to be fun. Now, the question that asks for picking a winner is what storylines make sense the most coming out of Mania after this? Because you have Braun just whoop them all and retain and look like a badass. You can have Penta coming in, 3 months ago, and then getting his first taste of gold. You can have Finn, who's been chasing gold since ever, it feels like, singles gold. And you have Dom, who never held singles title. And you got the intertwinings of the Judgment Day and the tension between them. And maybe Dom brings in somebody to help him out, or Finn reestablishes himself as leader of Judgment Day with the win. Ultimately, I don't think no matter what, I don't think Braun retains, simply because he's proven he's ready to move on. Like a Gunther last year. After Gunther lost, he became King of the Ring and then won the world title. I can see a similar path for Braun, so I don't think Braun retains. Penta, it would be fun, but I don't think Penta wins here. I think it comes down to the title is coming to Judgment Day, it doesn't matter who. And I can see Finn winning the match, but I think what happens more is we see a new member of the Judgment Day come out, whether it be a returning Aleister Black or Rusev, maybe somebody from NXT, come up and they help this person become your new IC champ. And that, my friends, is Dirty Dom Mysterio. Dirty Dom gets his first singles gold, betrays Finn with his new person, and a new version of Judgment Day is formed. So your new IC champ leaving WrestleMania is Dom. My hype for this is a 9 out of 10, but I do think Finn Balor will be the MVP of the match. Next, we get to the build that started out crappy, but in the last couple weeks turned into one of the better builds of WrestleMania. And we have the men's Royal Rumble winner, main event Jey Uso, Yeet, versus Mr. Serious, Sacred Ring Man, and World Heavyweight Champion Gunther. And like I said, this feud started out crappy. It was like Jey doubted himself, fumbling over himself, tripping over himself literally. But then it turned around when Gunther just beat the absolute piss out of Jimmy, took his blood. I was like, oh, look at me, I'm Gunther, I'm in Uso's blood, and Jey finally got serious. This match to me should open WrestleMania just to get the hype. You know, Jey Uso is one of the most over people on the roster. So for the start out Mania, I think this should be it. And the writing's on the wall. It's time to put up or shut up if you're WWE, as far as main event Jey Uso being a main eventer, living up to that moniker. If he fails to beat Gunther for at least the third, maybe fourth time, then you just don't crown him. Jey Uso goes down to the mid card. He goes back to the tags scene. But if you want him to be a main eventer, he has to win here, which is why I think he does. And your new World Heavyweight Champion will be main event, the right-hand man, Jey Uso, and all of Vegas is going to just be yeeting in unison for that victory. It's too good of a moment to pass up. My hype level for this is a 7 out of 10, and I think your MVP of it is going to be Gunther, because that man can flat out wrestle. Next, we have the triple threat for the women's world title between Bianca Belair, Io Sky, and Rhea Ripley. This match is going to be good. How we got here was a little convoluted. It should have been made triple threat from the beginning, since right after Elimination Chamber, but it's like, no, we gotta go through this match and that match and this match and that match and all that kind of stuff. These are the three best workers on the roster in one match. Give them 20-30 minutes. Just Let them wrestle. They're going to tell a fantastic story. They're going to tell us how they just want to beat the piss out of each other and get their hands on each other. And I think that's what happens. I think this is in one of the favorites to be the match of the weekend. And as far as a winner, all three make sense. And I have a pick from the heart and I have a pick from the head. And I think usually my pick from the heart I give weight to that, but I'm going to go with my head. My heart says Io wins. I don't think Rhea's winning at all. I think Rhea just loses, and whoever wins will face. The next feud will be a Rhea for a couple months. My heart says Io because I love Io as champion, but Bianca has an undefeated WrestleMania streak that's not talked about. I think that should continue because that's something that should be built up. And that is going to be built up. She has to win here and become champion. So your new women's world champion is Bianca Belair in an absolute freaking fantastic match. My hype level is a 9 out of 10. And the MVP is going to be Io because anytime Io is in a match, she is always MVP. All right, we're moving on to the confirmed main events of WrestleMania. Your night one main event is a triple threat match between Seth Rollins, CM Punk, and your tribal chief, Roman Reigns. This is without a doubt potentially the biggest triple threat in WrestleMania history. This is the Paul Heyman lovers triangle thing going on, with him being a wise man and Punk's favor being that Heyman is in Punk's corner for Mania, and Seth just instigating the shit out of it last couple of weeks. And we're going to get in there, and there's going to be a good match between three people that know how to work a WrestleMania match like no other. And my hype for this is a 10 out of 10. It's going to be fantastic. As far as a winner, it's weird. I don't think Roman wins this. If I had to go a rank order of who can win this, I think Roman's third. It doesn't make sense for Roman to win here. That's more of like Hulk Hogan booking. That doesn't work for me, brother.
That doesn't work for me, brother.
So it's really down between Punk and Rollins. I can see Punk winning because, it's his first main event, and the visual of him, especially after this past Monday, of him saving Heyman from Roman's jealousy, and the visual of him just standing in the ring as the show closes for that night. I can see Rollins winning, and we get a double swerve, what do you call it, with Heyman turning on Punk and Roman aligning with Seth to close out the night. I can see that. And you ask me any time of day, I'll flip-flop like crazy. What I'm going to do, I'm going to lean towards more safer bet, and I'm going to say CM Punk wins and event reunites with Heyman after this. I think Roman's done with the wise man and ready to be his own person. I think Rollins probably should win, given that Rollins has been kind of taking the pins between both of these men lately. But there's going to be a feel-good moment in Punk closing out the show, staying tall. So I'm going to lean there. I think Punk wins. Again, my hype is a 10 out of 10. But your MVP of the match, without doubt, Seth Rollins. Best worker of the three. No question. And moving on to the night two main event, it is for the WWE title, the biggest prize of wrestling, between champion Cody Rhodes and a newly, freshly minted heel, John Cena. Again, the heel turn, the biggest heel turn arguably in company's history. We'll see how it goes. It's up there. It's close up there to Hogan in 95, 96, whatever. But we'll see the fallout of it. And this is about Cody trying to defend the company from Cena, who says he's going to take the ball and go home, take the title. Cena is also chasing 17, which will give him the most recognized world title reigns in professional wrestling history, surpassing Ric Flair. The hype for this is that I'm between 9 and 10. Simply, it would be 10 out of 10 had this match happened 5 years ago. Cena's kind of lost a step. I do think there is shenanigans happening outside this match. The Rock probably will show up. Travis Scott will probably show up. If you don't know, Travis Scott was there when Cena turned heel on Cody. We could see Cody get some allies and a Stone Cold or somebody like that. I don't know. We'll see. Again, I hype level say at 9, only because the actual in-ring action, I don't expect it to be a 5-star classic. It's gonna be like last year's, more shenanigans than actual wrestling, but it's still gonna be good regardless. And as much as like Cody standing tall would be cool, folks, it's time. It's time to give this man 17. It is time to start erasing Ric Flair from the record books. So, standing at the end of WrestleMania 41, Night 2, 1, 2, 3, your new WWE champion, John Cena. Your MVP of the match is Cody Rhodes. But expect shit to go down in that. Overall awards, I do think what I think that will be the match of Mania 41 will be the women's triple threat, simply because I feel they're guaranteed more time than the IC title, which is I was back and forth between those two. I think the women are going to get more time. They're going to get more gravitas for that match. So I expect that to be the match of Mania. Overall MVP is going to be Cody, because given who potentially is involved, Cody's going to carry a lot of that match, and I think he does. So given what he's going to have to do in relation to everyone else, I'm giving MVP to Cody. And potential returns, like I said, in a New Day match, maybe Big E if he's clear enough to do something. Maybe. I think Aleister Black for Dom in the Judgment Day. And your boy Stone Cold comes back in the Night 2 main event to help out Cody and deal with The Rock. All right, so those are my quick awards. Again, as I always say in these videos, we won't know until we know. So let's just watch and find out. But that's going to do it for this video. Let me know in the comments, do you agree with my predictions? Do you disagree? Who do you think is going to be MVP of Mania? And what do you think is going to be the match of Mania? I'm curious to see what you guys say. But as always, go ahead, again, like and subscribe. It means the world. Find me at all socials at It's Heartfelt. But in this video and watching WrestleMania, I am just heartfelt. And I cannot wait to enjoy WrestleMania 41 and all the stuff going on this weekend. And I hope you do too. But for right now, I'm out. Catch you in the next video. Peace. Enjoy WrestleMania.